what is blah blah? And I say, well, blah blah is just what forms the contrast with glue glue. So we understand that glue glue means not blah blah, and blah blah means not glue glue. Then it's clear you haven't been told anything informative, right? You don't actually know. If you don't know what blah blah means, me telling you that glue glue means not blah blah doesn't tell you what glue glue means. Leaving that aside, the point is, he understands, right, that good and evil are normative notions, right? You understand that good and evil are normative notions, right?
Yeah.
So that means that what it means to say something is good and what it means to say something is evil is be done or ought not be done, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's what it means. What it means to say that something is impermissible is that it's evil, right? So is he permitting these things for the sake of some greater good, on your view? Is that what you're saying, that he's permitting these things for a greater
No,
good?
he's permitting the free will in creatures to choose.
Yeah, is he permitting that for the sake of a greater good?
Yeah, he's permitting such a world for a greater good, for that serve God's ultimately good ends.
Yeah, so then those things ought to be done, right? Because it would be better that they were done than not, right?
No, because then you can infer that that a serial killer is in some way in God's mind or determined. It was determined for there to be a serial killer.
That's
or
right.
no, it
I
wasn't.
just, you're not answering my question. Is it better for those things to happen or not?
For a specific evil action or free will?
Whatever it is God is permitting to happen.
No, of course. That what is that?
Sorry?
The sounds are funny.
Is it better for those things to happen or not?
No, the specific evil actions could be, of course, always better, right? God can.
Yeah, so then
I
they
will just let you finish.
not going to be the case that they ought not be done.
Then you're saying they ought not be done.
Can you finish washing your hands?
That was also watching. Look, whatever he permits is conducive towards a greater good, right? So if he permits us to have free will, then sure, whatever type of free will that.
Look, here's a way to think about it. Is there a way he could have brought about those goods, brought about some state of affairs equally good, that wouldn't involve permitting those evils? So there's a desirable outcome, right? And the only way to get there is this way, by permitting these things, right?
Yeah, a certain kind of creature. If he wanted like a person that.
Yes or no question. Is there a way he could have brought about? I assume the plan. You talked about God's plan, right? So I assume the plan is the best possible outcome that could be had, right?
No, that's.
It's not the best possible. There's a better one.
I find it incoherent to posit the best possible world, right?
Wait a minute. Now that
Jeez.
because if there's no best possible world, a God which existed at another world and permitted a better outcome would be more rational, right?
Well, if we talk about God, that's just one God that exists in all possible worlds. There are not.
Yeah, I
multiple
understand
gods.
that. So the same God that exists at another possible world and permits a better outcome in the other world, right, is the God that's that God is greater with God, right?
No, there is no better thing.
He's
or-
behaving more rationally, right?
Okay.
So I take it that rationality is to maximize the good, right? That's what perfect rationality is, right? You want to go? I'll wait for you.
The thing is, you're focusing on the.
Look, just address the point that I'm saying.
Yeah, I will
So,
try, but
so no,
loading the
just
question.
right. Is it the case that it is more rational to exercise a better outcome than a worse outcome?
But when we talk about.
Is this a yes or no question?
Okay, yeah.
It is. Okay, so the God, so God at this world, if he's actualizing a world that has a worse outcome, is not being consistent with his perfect. There's
How
a
do
world
you know it's the worst outcome?
outcome or not, and you said no.
No, how do you know this world has the worst?
I
has
asked
the
you.
worst
Did you
outcome?
hear me ask you? Is it the best possible outcome? And you said I don't think there's a best possible outcome.
Yeah, because
So
I think
obviously
it's
it's
an incoherent
not.
thought. You
Look.
can always add just one more.
Look.
Right?
Look, either all the outcomes in all the possible worlds are the same, or some are better than others. So which is it?
I think you're trying to formulate something.
I just answered the
Boiled
question.
down.
Just answer the question.
Yeah,
okay.
but
Either
it's
they're
a
the
loaded
same.
question.
Either they're the same. What's the other option?
The other option is to actually try to understand
No.
what God's purpose is.
No. I posed a dichotomy, right? Either in every possible world, all the outcomes are of equal value, or they differ in value. Now, you're saying that's not a true dichotomy?
I don't understand the question.
Okay. I'm going to lay it out for you, so listen carefully, right? In each case, in each world that God exists, he has a plan, right? Now, obviously,
There's just one God.
Yeah.
in every
So at
possible
every world, God has a plan, right?
Okay, there is.
Yeah. At
God's
every
plan,
world,
okay.
he has a plan, right? Now, either the value of the outcome of that plan is the same in every world, or it differs. Do you understand it now?
Yeah, but again,
Okay. So
we're
which
talking
is
about,
it? Now, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear
No.
I don't want to hear. I just want you to tell me which is it.
I still don't understand what you're
You said.
trying.
I thought you said you understood.
Yeah, but I'm trying to answer, then you cut me off, right?
Yeah. I don't want to know the answer
I'm
to
not
the
interested
question.
in binary conversation.
If it's not a binary, you can give me the third option. What's the third option?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but you're not letting me.
Yeah, what's the third option?
Yeah, the third option is God is creating a free-flowing universe that is in
No.
a journey in form.
No. I'm talking about the value of the final outcome, right?
The value of the
Yeah.
final outcome.
Yeah, because obviously God would not permit things that conduced to a bad outcome, right? That's not possible, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I will
So-
play your game. I will play.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
this
So
is
now
the
in
best.
every world, so this is the best possible world.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's no way God could have brought it about so that there was, so that these things that you're calling impermissible, right? There's no way he could have brought it about so that these things that you're calling impermissible could bring about an outcome as good or better, right?
So, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so these things that you're calling impermissible, right? You're saying they're necessary in order to bring about this outcome, which is the best possible outcome, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so then in what sense are they impermissible?
Impermissible.
Yeah, in what sense are they impermissible, right? We went over this before, right? I said
It's
to
the
you
law.
that the good, I said to you, right, at the outset, you remember this, right? I said to you that the good, what ought to be done, right, are coextensive, and what's impermissible and what ought not be done, right, and what's evil are coextensive.
Yeah,
Right.
you would have a point if God didn't reveal the law,
Sorry.
He revealed the law.
Sorry. That's not relevant.
It's absolutely relevant.
Yeah,
because
just
you're
listen
talking
to
a
what I
Christian.
fucking said, okay? Let's go through it again. Right? We agreed, right?
Okay, I'm not going to speak
Yeah.
with this guy.
Yeah, you're not going to speak. Get the
Can I-
fuck out of here,
can
you
I speak
fucking
with Darth-
dishonest piece of garbage. No,
Can I
just get
speak-
rid of this fucking guy. I'm sick of the fucking dishonesty.
Okay, Gleb, listen. If you let me 2 minutes to respond, then I will.
No,
speak to
I want you to
You're
respond to
cutting
the
me off.
fucking. I want you to respond to the fucking question, right? We just went over it, right? Did we agree that the good and what ought to be done are coextensive? Did we agree on that? That's a yes or no question.
The good and the bad are coextensive.
Sorry, the good and what ought to be done are coextensive. Sorry, I'll go outside.
Oh, you can go out this way.
Oh, thank you.
So, the good and what ought to be done, that's the synonymous, right?
Yes, they're synonymous. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what's evil, what ought not be done, and what's impermissible are synonymous, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, these things that you were calling impermissible are in fact necessary, right, to bring about the best possible outcome, right? They're necessary.
Then the freedom
Doesn't
to
matter
choose
what it is.
is necessary.
They're necessary
Not
to bring
the
about
thing
the best
itself.
possible outcome, right?
No, the freedom in the man that chooses to do this is necessary, not the act itself. The act itself is forbidden because God revealed it in the law.
What does it mean to say that it's forbidden? Is it something that ought not be done?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that means that it's impermissible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means that it can't be the case that for it to occur, right, it brings about, it's necessary for the sake of the final outcome, right?
To tell you, freedom of the choice is necessary.
Didn't ask you
not
that.
The act.
Yeah, so the act is not necessary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not necessary. So why does God permit not necessary? Why does God permit it if it's
respects
not
our
necessary? No,
He
I didn't
respects
ask
the
you that.
choices of agents.
I didn't ask you that. You said it's not necessary, right? So that means there's another possible world that exists where that being does not do that thing, right? Which
Okay,
God does
yeah.
not actualize.
Okay,
Right?
exactly. I know where you're going with this. So you're telling me where is the logical contradiction in people having free will and never doing evil?
Yeah, what's the logical contradiction? Is
There's
there
no-
evil? Is
no
there
logical
evil in?
contradiction.
Okay, good. Is there
Absolutely
evil
no
in
logic.
heaven? Is there evil in
No.
heaven? Okay,
Absolutely
does God
no
have?
logic.
Yeah. Is there free will in heaven?
I'm agreeing with you. But
Is there
you
free
hear
will
my
in
point?
heaven? Yes or no? Is there free will in
Yeah,
heaven?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no fucking evil, right?
No.
Yeah. And he actualizes that world, right? So there's no contradiction, right? So he could bring
Exactly.
about the same outcome, right?
Not
Okay.
with me.
What's better about the outcome?
Because I am here and I choose evil at one point, and he wanted me to be a part of his family.
Yeah, I'm asking you, why is it a good thing for you to be able to choose evil? God can't choose evil, right? You can't choose evil in heaven, right?
Did you hear what? If you would stop yelling for a moment, you would.
I just asked you a question. What is it? What's the answer?
My objection is it's logically contradictory for me, myself, to be in such a position because I chose to do evil.
What difference
So-
does that make?
I would never exist in such a world.
I didn't ask you about whether you would exist.
Well, that's the problem. Because
I
God wanted
asked you,
me to
right?
exist.
I asked you, what's better about a world in which people can do evil than a world in which people can't do evil?
Where God can save us, right? Where God can save people like me. Because
I don't
chose evil.
I don't understand, right? So is it the case that it's the case, right, that God doesn't have the capacity to do any evil, right?
I'm agreeing with you. There's no
Great.
logical contradiction.
So he doesn't
in a
actually
being.
he
Listen
doesn't
to me.
actually
Listen
approve.
to
No,
me.
I don't want to listen. He doesn't
Yeah,
actually
that's
he
the
doesn't
problem.
actually improve anything
Okay,
by
give me
creating
2
a world.
minutes.
Sorry. He doesn't actually improve anything by
defeated your argument.
Sorry. He doesn't actually improve anything by creating a
He's
world.
angry now.
He doesn't actually improve anything by creating a world in which there are evil actions, right?
Of course he does, because he can now save
Oh,
people like
so
me.
wait a minute. So
Because
now
I
you're
chose
saying
evil.
so
At
wait a
one
minute.
point.
Now you're saying Now you're saying a world at which God exists alone is not a perfect world, right?
No, I didn't say that.
It's improvable.
No, God could have stayed away.
You
God
just
could have-
said that it's a better outcome for him to create than not to create, right?
No, I said it's better for God to create a world where people.
I didn't ask you that.
Please let me finish.
Yeah, you're not answering my fucking question.
I am. I can't
Here's the
answer
question. I'm
in
going to
yes or
repeat the
no.
question. I'm going to
No,
repeat
I
the
will not
question.
answer yes or no.
Okay.
I will-
All right. Then just get off the fucking stage, you fucking piece
Are
of
you
garbage.
afraid? Are you afraid
No,
of my
I don't.
objection?
I don't want you to waste my fucking time with nonsense.
afraid.
I don't want you to
You guys
waste
see
my
that he's
fucking
afraid?
time.
Because I defeated the argument. Because
I don't
the logical
want you-
contradiction is in myself, not my makeup doesn't isn't.
I didn't
like the
ask you
makeup
about
of
that.
A being that never.
I didn't ask you about that. Let's start again.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
contradiction, right?
Just
'Cause you're
fucking
saying
listen.
He could make me perfect.
Why are you wasting my time? Listen to what I'm asking you, okay? Can God improve the world by creating?
Improve the world.
Yeah. Can he make a better world by creating?
I don't understand. It's an incoherent question.
Look,
He can make
Look,
a world better by
is
creating
the world
what?
where God exists alone perfect?
It's the world.
The world where God exists alone perfect.
You mean just existence of pure actuality of God?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that world
that's perfect.
perfect?
Yeah.
Great. So nothing that he does with respect to creating improves things, right?
Only in the sense that he wants to share things with others.
I didn't ask you that. Did you hear my fucking question? I asked you, does
But
he
it's
improve
a convoluted
things?
question.
No, it's not a convoluted question. I ask you, does he increase the sum of goodness in the world by creating or not?
The sum of goodness.
Yeah, the sum of goodness. Does he increase the sum of goodness in the world by creating or not?
Maybe, I don't know.
You want to say yes?
If you say yes, then you're saying that the world at which he exists alone is not perfect. It's improvable. So you can't say that.
It's perfect. His
despite the goal.
the existence. He is fullness of being. So
Didn't ask you that.
the existence of himself is perfect.
How about listening to
that
my
doesn't-
fucking question?
But
Okay,
when
the
we talk about
question is,
creation
the question
something
is,
outside
the
of
question,
him.
I didn't ask you that. The question is the
But you're
world,
coupling God
yeah,
with the
yeah,
creation.
now you're interrupting me. Just listen to the fucking question and answer it. Okay, the question is the world at which God exists alone, sans creation, that is to say, is that a perfect world or not?
But when you say world, what do you mean by that?
Do you understand the
Everything.
idea that there are different
Everything
possible
that
worlds?
exists.
Yeah, everything that exists in the world. Is that a perfect world?
God's existence is perfect.
I didn't ask you that!
Yeah, but it's a stupid question.
I don't care if you think it's a
Because
stupid
God doesn't
question.
exist in a
I-
world. God's existence is God's existence. You're
No,
putting
but
God
a
in
world
some
world is just going to consist in all the propositions that are true at that world, right?
There is no world where God exists. What do you mean?
Then that's a contradiction.
Look,
There's no country.
there's a world. There's different possible worlds, right? There are worlds where God creates one type of universe, a world where he creates another one, a world where he doesn't create at all, right?
We need to define God first because you don't understand. I think what God is.
Oh my god, Zach.
It's pure
Buddy.
actuality, right?
Buddy,
So
come on.
why are you saying that?
I'm
God
not
exists?
interested in that, okay?
Orchid.
I'm just interested in the idea that a world at which God doesn't create is a different world from a world in which God does.
Okay.
Okay, now we understand that, right?
The world where God doesn't create isn't a world at all. It's just
No,
God's
by
existence.
world, no. By world, I mean the set of all propositions that are true. So all things that exist, right? So nothing exists external to God in that world, but God exists at that world, right? That's what I mean by world. Is that clear now?
But why are you positing some type of space where this?
I didn't say anything about
Oh,
space.
space.
Dude,
I didn't say anything
again,
about space. I said things that exist, right?
the existence here.
yeah, I think you're just making a mistake when you say when you're comparing a god, right, to creation. Right, so
I don't know what you mean by comparing. I'm saying they both exist.
but that's an abstract thing. I don't care about abstractions, right?
What do you mean it's an abstract thing? It's an abstract thing to say that you exist?
No, you make an abstraction of the world that exists and God. That's an abstraction of two things, right? The world that exists and God.
I'm saying that
and
a
you're
world.
saying that
Look,
the
did God have a
existence of-
free? Look, did God have a free choice to create or not?
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, so it was possible for God not to create, is what you're saying, right?
okay.
Okay, so that means there are worlds that are possible where God does not create, and there are worlds that are possible where God creates, right?
But again, this world isn't just an abstract thing, right? It's
I don't care whether
set-
it's abstract or not. I don't see what the relevance of that is. Do
Because
you
you're-
understand
you're
that? Do you
coupling
look?
God
I'm just
and
asking you. I'm asking you if you
creation
understand the
together.
distinct. I'm asking you if you understand the distinction I'm drawing, right?
Yeah, but I will answer your. I know where you're heading, and I'm
Yeah,
answering.
I don't
your
care about
question
whether
that
you know. I
the
don't care about whether
creation
you know where
isn't-
I'm heading.
The creation isn't perfecting God in any
What
way.
is the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Just
That's
listen. Just listen, okay? And stop talking. Just listen, stop talking, and answer the questions that I ask you, right?
Now, I would rather have a conversation with someone else.
Yeah,
because
fuck
you're-
off. Fuck off, you fucking piece of
you're-
dishonest
you're-
garbage.
You're dishonest because
Yeah,
you don't
I'm
want to let me
dishonest?
speak. You're like dark.
I keep letting you speak, and you keep saying fucking garbage and not answering the question, right? I keep letting you speak because you're so goddamn insistent, right?
Can I provide the feeder for your argument and for you to let me speak for a few minutes?
Tell me what my fucking argument is.
That there's
Let's
no
start- let's
logical
start there.
contradiction between making humans that have free will and never sin, right? Never do evil.
There's no logical contradiction. That's an argument?
No, you're
an
positing if there's no logical contradiction, why God didn't create such a world? Right?
What's the argument?
My argument or your?
My argument. What's my fucking argument?
That's your argument, right?
No, that's not a fucking argument.
Okay, so let's start again. You don't understand the argument.
No, he's saying he wants to say his defeater to my argument. I asked him to tell me what my argument was first, and he doesn't even know what my fucking argument is.
The last argument was that somehow creation perfects God, but you're making a set of two things, an abstraction, and you're bundling them together. And I'm saying God is in His own lane.
You
on
said you wanted
existence.
to provide a defeater to my argument, right? And I
Yeah.
asked you what my fucking argument is. Are you going to give me the fucking argument or not?
I think you have problems, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a problem with you fucking saying I'm going to tell you the answer to what your
Yeah, I
argument
have
is
a defeater.
when you don't even fucking know what my argument is because I've asked you 5 fucking times what it is and you can't reproduce it. You're telling me you know the answer to my argument when you can't even state what my fucking argument is and I have a problem?
Yeah,
Are you
have,
fucking out of your mind?
You have anger issues.
Yeah, I do have anger issues. I do have anger issues. Yeah. Now, why the fuck would you say I'm going to give an answer to your argument when you don't even know what my fucking argument is?
Yeah,
What the fuck is
I know-
wrong with you?
I know what your argument is.
Okay, then for the 6th time, you fucking piece of garbage, what's my fucking argument?
You sound like a demon, bro.
Yeah, what's the argument?
Your argument is blah 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 blah.
Okay, so you're just here to play games.
Oh, fucking hell, dude. Come on.
You're just here to play fucking games, right?
You see those police cars
Holy
in the
fuck.
background?
Holy fuck.
They're here to investigate the murder that's happening. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you okay,
Have you ever
Jack?
found a difference
Yeah, I'm
between
okay.
the Incredible Hulk, Jack? You've been fucking folded like a chair 12 times and caught with your pants down 13 times.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what it is. What is it about this argument that just like
Where did he go? He just left?
He's down in raising
Huh?
shots.
is he still here?
Ask Jack, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what it is about this argument that just like renders people like just unintelligible.
Silly. You know that guy was telling you Sapowski?
So,
Sapowski
are we going to have a conversation or not?
behavior like
Okay, so
Are
let's
you
start
gonna answer
again.
questions directly?
Can you give the argument? Can you give my
So
argument?
what my honest opinion of what your argument is
What is my argument?
that God would actualize a world where there is no evil, since it's not actually necessary for. Okay, just state your argument. I'm a bit tired.
All right, round
Well,
7.
one argument that could be given, right, is that God's omnipotence means he can actualize any logically possible world, right? A world without evil is logically possible, right? And given that a world without evil is better than a world with evil, right? And given that God is perfectly good, which therefore means he seeks to maximize the good relative to the evil, right, would not actualize a world with evil in it.
Okay, my response to that is that you're simplifying what God's purpose is, right? So you said
I didn't
God
ask you
wants
that.
to. Okay, if God wanted to just have more good, he would just make clones
Look,
of himself.
let's
right?
just deal with the premises of the argument. So, are you saying that God's omnipotence entails that he can actualize all logically possible worlds?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it logically possible for there to be a world without evil in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is it the case that a world with no evil in it is better than a world with evil in it?
Depends on the creatures that constitute that world.
Why?
Because if you have just people with certain makeup, instead of having people that had a journey towards infinite good and chose good,
Okay, so you just
then
want to
there
say
is
no.
certain depth and to that creature, and more gratitude of that creature. So such a makeup would not constitute my makeup because I chose evil.
I didn't
So
ask you about your makeup.
I wouldn't be a part of that world.
I didn't ask you that.
That's important, obviously.
No, it's not.
It's not important. I just asked you, right? Because I take it that God is perfectly good and hasn't undertaken a journey like that, right?
Yeah, but you're comparing creature to creator. I don't think we
No,
can
there's
do
no
that.
comparison. There's no comparison. It's just at least one instance where that's.
Yeah, you're saying that a person who's undertaken a journey is better than a person who hasn't, right? But that can't be the case because God is a person, right?
Not in the same way. It's analogous when we talk about God. We say
Okay,
this
when you
verse,
say it's analogous,
I
when
wouldn't
you
even
say
he has
it's
qualia.
analogous, what's the common property that holds across the two cases? in virtue of which the analogy holds?
An infinite mind.
Human beings don't have an infinite mind.
Yes, they do.
No, common
Human
property.
beings have an
What?
infinite mind?
Yeah.
What does it mean to say that human beings have an infinite mind?
It will never die.
Oh, you mean infinite in duration?
We're not talking about
Also
quantity.
into perception. For example, how many particulars can we hold in our minds? How can we play with nature, right, in our minds? How can we observe, plan for the future or the past? We can go into every direction.
Okay, so I guess I don't understand it. I don't understand where the relevant disanalogy is, right? So if human beings and gods both have minds in the same sense of mind, right?
Yeah.
Why is a mind that undertakes a journey, right, better than a mind that doesn't, if God is a mind that doesn't undertake that journey?
Again, you're trying to compare something that is a primary source of every contingent thing, and is a necessary precondition to a contingent human creature that has a certain anthropology or
I'm asking, in virtue of what is it better?
the virtue of in virtue of what is it better?
Yeah, in
It's
virtue of what is
worthwhile
it
to
better?
create a world where we have those goods.
That's
Like,
just repeating the
justice.
claim. I'm just repeating the claim, right? I'm asking you, in virtue of what, right, is a mind that undertakes a journey, right, better than a mind that does not undertake the journey, given that there can be
probably
perfectly good
gratitude.
minds. Huh?
Probably things like gratitude or
Yeah, but does God have gratitude?
Experience of or depth of experiencing emotions.
Wait, is God
Emotional-
lacking in depth
emotional
of experience? Is God lacking in depth of experience?
His fullness of being itself, his pure actuality. I don't know why you're comparing creatures to God.
So no.
No, he's everything that you can think of. It's pure actuality, right? So it's just, it just is, right? So I cannot explain it better.
Look, it's very simple, right? Because this is just going to go back to the first point, right? You're saying that man needs to commit evils for the sake of acquiring those virtues, right?
Right?
Acquiring. Can you
Yeah,
repeat
remember
it?
the soul building, the greater
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
argument?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're saying that you're saying that a created soul, right, that does not perform evils is going to be worse than a soul that does commit evils because they acquire greater virtues in virtue of committing those evils, right?
Yeah, there will be greater emotional intelligence and
Great.
greater appreciation.
Okay.
Great. Now, we agreed before that, this is what you denied before. So now you're just contradicting yourself, right? Because what I
No.
said to you was, if it's necessary for that outcome, and that's a better outcome, it ought to be done.
The best outcome is, I can tell you the best outcome right now if you want.
No, the world we live in is the one that has the best
Yeah.
outcome.
You know why?
Great. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we know.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
It's
matter.
important, right?
No, it's not important to the argument, not important to the objection that I'm making.
It's absolutely
Right.
important.
You keep saying that, right? And that's not addressing the objection that I'm raising. So let's just stick to the objection, right? Do we agree that those evils are necessary for the sake of building those souls?
That's one component of the Odyssey.
So the answer is yes, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just one
Now,
component of.
yeah,
of
stop
many
stop
things.
talking. You answered my question. You said yes.
I just don't want you to strawman me, right?
Yeah. The answer is fucking yes, right?
Yeah.
And a world with built souls in it is better than one without built souls in it.
The one build souls without
Yeah, build
the one
souls.
without.
Souls that are created through building rather than they're just created perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so the
Actually,
answer
no,
is
no.
yes. Oh,
Actually,
no! Now you fucking changed your view again. All right, now tell us your new view.
No, because that's a straw man, right?
There's two types of soul, right? There's the one that's created, right, that doesn't undertake this fucking journey, right, which you said is worse. And there's the ones that do undertake this journey, which you said is better, right? That's what you're denying now?
No, that would be one aspect of.
So the answer is
why
fucking
it
yes
better.
rather than no?
Yeah, but.
Okay,
the
there's no
distinction
fucking
is-
buts. No fucking buts. Okay? So yes, built souls are better than unbuilt souls, right? And evils are required for the sake of bringing about those built souls, right? So,
For me,
we agreed.
For people like me.
Yeah. Why don't you fucking shut your mouth, right? And stop
Yeah,
dodging,
I
right?
would not say that there are people who can be created perfect.
That's just like
God
Yeah,
already
fine,
did that.
fine. It's not possible to create them perfect. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't change anything.
that's,
I don't know why the
Yeah,
fuck
it
you're saying
changes,
that.
because
No, it doesn't
my
change
makeup-
anything.
yeah.
Now you're
makeup-
fucking shooting your mouth off again, wasting my time. Are you going to listen to the fucking objection or
You're
not?
avoiding the distinction.
Oh, it's not material.
What is your fucking problem?
Oh, Orchid, dude.
Yeah,
you gotta
because
stop.
listen, God can
Oh,
create a
jeez.
possible world where people never commit evils, and they're perfectly fine. But I wouldn't be a part of that world.
I didn't ask you that,
Okay,
you
good.
fucking piece of garbage. I didn't ask you that.
You're mad because you're seeing the defeated, right?
What's,
Are you going to be able to shut your mouth until I'm done?
I'm saying. Okay.
Okay, Orchid.
That's the
Orchid.
question.
Let's just reset, okay?
Yeah. Unbuilt souls are better. Sorry, built souls are better than unbuilt souls, right?
Yeah, for me, for people like me. or
I didn't
you.
ask you that.
That's the distinction,
no,
right?
It's no, there's no. What's the distinction?
Because I chose evil. My makeup chose evil, and God wanted for me to be saved as well. But if He would create me perfect, then I wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me.
Didn't
It would
ask
be a
you
logical
anything about
contradiction.
you. I don't know why you keep bringing that
Because
up.
God wants me to be a part of His family.
What difference does that make?
Well, no,
It
look,
makes
that's,
a big difference.
No. That's controversial, right? And we don't want to get into more controversy. We would just want to nail down whether it's.
God has a choice, right, between creating built souls and creating unbuilt souls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Now you're saying built souls are better than unbuilt souls, right?
For myself, yeah.
No,
No,
I'm saying in general, built souls are better than unbuilt souls,
No,
right?
I'm not saying that in general.
Oh, so God could have created a world. God could have created a world in which there were souls that never committed any evils, and they'd be
Yeah,
equally
I already
good.
said that.
And that world would be equally good as the world in which the souls committed evils.
That world could exist. I'm not saying
It would be.
can't.
I didn't ask you whether it could exist. I asked you whether it would be equally good.
Whether it would be equally good.
Yeah, whether it would be equally good. Because do you remember all the time that we spent with you saying that it wouldn't be as good if the people didn't go on this journey?
For people like me who
I
chose
didn't
evil.
ask you about people like you, right? I asked you in general whether it would be better to create souls that went on a journey than souls that didn't go on a journey. Which would be better for God to create?
Okay, I will say that it's better for people for this world to go onto a journey.
Okay.
That's right.
Right. Now the evils are necessary for the souls to be built, right?
No, the freedom to choose is necessary.
So it's possible for there to be no evils and for the souls to be built?
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. So it's logically possible for there to be a world in which all creatures freely choose the good?
Yeah, I wouldn't be a part of that world though.
Okay, so now if it's possible for there to be such a world, could God actualize it?
Yeah, but God wanted to actualize where people like me can also be saved. Because my makeup chose evil, right? My will chose to go against God at a certain.
So is your world, is the world where you exist a better world than
Yeah,
the one in
because it
which?
contains people like Mary
great.
who
So it's a better
never sinned
world.
against God, and it contains
So it's
people
a
like
better.
me who
So
did.
it's a better world.
Yeah, because it contains
So
both.
it's
both
not
types of
actually
people.
it's not actually possible then, right?
What? It's not possible.
Could God create a worse world than the one He creates?
Here?
Whatever world He creates, could He have created one that's worse?
Then this one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not actually possible.
What is not possible?
It's not possible for Him to have created a world in which all creatures freely choose the good, because that would be a worse world, right?
Who is saying that God wants to create the greatest possible world?
We went over that. We went over that already. We went over that already.
No, I agreed with his terminology, but I didn't agree that that's the God's plan.
Look, we compared. You don't remember when we talked about different worlds, and I said that a God that created a better world was more rational than a God that created a worse world. You don't remember that?
Okay.
You just have amnesia now?
Okay.
Okay. So He has to create the better world, right? Given a choice between two worlds that He could create, He has to create the better one, right?
There are no choices in God's mind.
Oh my God. It's not a choice of God to create one world rather than another.
No.
I mean, you're just so fucking dishonest. Now you're saying God doesn't make choices, even though we've said multiple times before that God chooses to create one world rather than another. All of a sudden, this new objection comes up that you saved for like a whole fucking 2 hours. You know, it turns out I forgot to mention God doesn't actually make choices. He's not a free being, right? He's not even an agent.
No, I was just making fun of. I'm sorry. I'm a bit tired and.
Yeah, a bit tired.
All
right.
I was.
So the world at which you exist.
I just want to say one thing that God.
Now you're going to
created
talk
the
some
world.
more.
No,
Now you're going to talk
please.
some more.
Please, to explain. The most that God could give to man, He gave by becoming a man and remaining forever as a God man.
Thanks for
visible and
wasting our
invisible.
time with this. Great. Now let's just
That's
get
the
back.
thing. That's the-
Okay. Now talk
that's
some
the
more.
groundbreaker.
Talk some more. Tell me
That's
when
the-
you're done. Yeah. Tell
that's
me
the
when you're done.
groundbreaking thing,
Just tell me when
because
you're done.
In any world you postulate where God becomes man, that's the best world.
Okay.
Serious. I'm not going to go to the movie
said
with you.
that.
We're going to be screaming like
No, we're
this.
going to see the movie. Okay. Are you finished?
Are you finished, Orchid?
No.
All right. Keep talking.
Orchid,
Okay.
come on, buddy, be serious, man.
No, but this was funny, bro.
Yeah.
He's
Thanks.
like going to cinema with his girlfriend and screaming like a maniac.
Well, it's funny because you're being so dishonest.
Where am I being dishonest? Tell me.
Shall we go through it? Shall we go through it? Shall we go through where you're being dishonest?
Yeah.
Are you going to actually address the objection now, rather than waste all of our time with your jokes? Are you ready to do that now?
Let's go.
Okay, so you agreed, right, that the world at which you exist and perform evils is a better world than a world in which no creature sins, right? You've agreed with that.
When
This is a better world, right? We just went over this. We want me to go
better
through
world?
the reasoning again?
Can you repeat what do you think I said?
Yeah, so you said built souls were better than unbuilt souls, right?
In case of people that choose to sin against God, right?
What do you mean in case of people that choose to sin against God?
People like me who chose to go against, who turned their back
I'm
to God.
asking you whether built souls are better than unbuilt souls. God has a choice between two types worlds he can create, right? One which has no built souls, has other types of, has unbuilt souls but no built souls, and one which has built souls, right?
Yeah, in case of this world, it's the best.
Just asking you which is better. Are built souls better?
It doesn't need to be better. He can create a world,
Could
another
could
world where
could
people are
could
not sinning.
so would that have been a better world?
Not necessarily. It's the same.
I'm asking whether it's possible.
No, it's the same thing, because if God became man,
Yes or no? Is it possible? Yes or no?
That's the symmetry breaker.
Or
God
Orchid, by
became
your
man.
lights.
Why
By
can't
your
you just
lights,
answer a fucking question? I just don't get it.
I'm saying to you,
It's a yes or no
chose
question.
I chose to go against God, so to me,
I didn't ask
for
you
me
that.
to be in a world
Stop.
I didn't
where
ask you
I
that. I
find
asked you
God
a yes or no question.
and I reach into
What is your
goodness,
problem? I just don't understand. What is your problem? How come you can't answer a question?
because it's
It's
a
a yes or no
convoluted,
question.
convoluted
It's not
question. Right?
convoluted.
No, you're
Loaded
making it
question.
Don't worry, we're
convoluted.
just
You're
gonna get
giving a
tickets.
convoluted answer.
No, I'm giving an answer to how the question is. I'm giving such an answer, right? Convoluted question, convoluted answer.
Yeah, go ahead and shut the fuck up too.
That's bullshit, dude.
You guys are just angry.
We are
Dude,
angry.
dude,
Of course we're
we're not.
angry.
You're a dishonest piece of shit, right?
Thank you.
Right.
No, I don't think you're a piece of shit, and I'm not even.
But you think that he's being honest?
Yeah, I'm being
No,
totally honest.
no, but that doesn't mean. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether we're angry
Look,
or you're actually or you're telling the truth or whatever.
look. I'm gonna give
Dude,
you a
don't white
syllogism.
knight for this fucking
I'm not.
scumbag.
I fucking. Yeah,
No, Sean. Okay, like go back to the patio, Sean. I'm gonna give you a syllogism, Orchid. All right, because like this is honestly just going back and forth, and it's not going anywhere, right? So let's just run through it together, okay? Premise one: whatever is conducive towards the greater good is what ought to be done. Do you agree with that?
What ought to be? God doesn't have oughts. Like,
Okay, whatever, right? Whatever is conducive
See,
towards the greater good.
no, wait a minute. We need to call out this. See, this is just
What does it
another
mean?
bit of garbage, right? Because we talked about how the good was, right, that God ought to create the better world. We went over that before, right? You guys all remember that, right?
he
That
can
Yeah.
God
do
ought to
whatever
create the better
he
world.
can do
And
whatever
now all
he
of a
wants.
Now he's
sudden,
no.
he's saying, "Oh, it's not actually the case that God ought to create the better
God can
world
do
because God is."
whatever he
Okay,
wants.
now you're talking over me. So it's not the case that God ought to create a better world, right? That's what he's saying now, right?
I already said
And
it's
you waited.
incoherent.
You said it was in. Do you hear what he's saying now?
Do you want to pick what seats?
Sure.
Go hurry up.
Well, they have to. They have to.
But
Do you guys hear what he's saying now? It's not the case that God ought to create the better world. Do you guys
Yeah,
hear
he's
that?
He's
retreating.
retracting the original claim.
He's
Yeah.
just contradicting what we went over
Yeah.
at least half an hour ago, right?
Okay. Okay.
No, you
That's fine.
simplified
That's fine.
the best possible
Okay.
world, right?
Look.
When I talk
Whatever.
about best possible worlds, you can make a claim that two happy people in a world are better than one happy people. You can always add one more, right, guy?
Okay.
So to
Happy
me,
people.
greatest possible world is
Look.
incoherent.
Happy people. Look. Happy
And so
people.
now he's saying a greatest possible world is incoherent,
Whatever.
right?
Whatever is
Now you
conducive.
guys, wait. I just want to point out his dishonesty. Now I spent a lot of time about half an hour ago, right, saying to him, right, that a God which actualized a worse world was less rational than a God that actualized a better world, and he agreed, right?
But what do you mean actualizing worse world?
Now forget about the you could
That's,
have
to
raised
me, make
that
no
question
sense.
a half hour ago, right? Now all of a sudden you have a problem with the idea of actualization, right? I just want to make sure everybody here remembers you agreeing to that. Does everybody here remember him agreeing to that?
I do.
I
Yes.
said at the beginning it's incoherent, but you
You said
phrase
it.
it
You
in a
said it
way.
was
No.
incoherent, And
No, it
now,
didn't.
Yeah, so
yeah.
he's just look.
And then when you said it was incoherent before, I went through this example of the two different worlds that God could
So what do you
create
want? Which
and
these
pointed
two?
out,
Those two?
yeah, pointed out that the world in which God created a worse world, right, would have been God being less rational than the world in which God created the better world. And you agreed that, yeah, he'd have to create the better world, right? Now
But
all of a
that's
sudden you have a problem with
actualizing
that.
worst world. It just makes no sense to me, right?
Yeah. So why did you waste our time by agreeing to that before?
He's just confused. Okay,
But I'm trying
whatever
to
is
understand, why did you agree to it before?
Because you phrase it in a way that was convoluted. So
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, give me a break. Right. So whatever is conducive to the greater good is what ought to
Yeah, but
be.
wait, you're gonna have to clear that up, right? That he has to understand it doesn't make sense to say that God is
Will you give him a refund
good.
because it's digital?
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
You
it.
have to pay for it.
That's fine. That's okay. He has to
that?
understand. This is my.
Maybe will his work?
Is this the? Is this the right coupon? Sorry, that's the wrong coupon.
No, the coupon they gave us, we have to pay.
Oh, we have to pay. All right, so we'll just pay. That's fine. But then we might as well buy through the app. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, he's got to understand this idea. It's not going to make sense to give him any syllogism until he understands that it's a requirement of God's perfect rationality and perfect goodness that he chooses to actualize better worlds than worse worlds, right?
You know,
You're gonna, because he's resisting that now. He agreed to that
you
before,
probably have
right?
rewards.
Which
so
is
you could use
bizarre
that.
because if he thought it was convoluted, then why didn't he just say, "I don't understand what you're saying," rather than agree?
Did you see? You have awards.
yeah,
and
I
rewards you can use
didn't
it for.
understand what I was agreeing with.
Okay, so let's just start from the idea of what it means to be a good person, right? As a good person, does a person who's good compared to a person that's evil choose better things than the evil person?
So you're gonna take out.
But again, are you trying to compare
Okay.
people with creatures with creator?
Oh my god.
Agent?
Jack, this guy's he's just out of his depth. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
All right. We can
Something's
just
wrong.
just remove him from the stage then. If you don't want to talk to him,
Just
that's fine. I don't certainly need to talk to him. If you guys have had enough, just um, just remove him.
I just got here and I already had enough.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Lance.
I mean,
It,
did
it,
you
it
see?
The only reason why I was going on is because I'm fucking triggered.
oh no, I totally get, trying to take someone to task for engaging in an argument in a way that's like not good faith or not conceding error. Like I caught
So
the
yeah,
tail end of
and you
that.
put it. Look,
Show me.
mine was 12. Did you do it?
First, he said that it was the case that
Did
yeah,
you have your
God was
$5 reward?
Where
infallible,
is it?
Go to the
and
front.
if he's
Sorry, let me
infallible,
mute
the
myself.
intention that he has is going to be realized in any logically possible world. He agreed with that. And then he said that he also agreed with me when I asked, did God intend for us not to sin? And then he said, sure, yeah. And then he retracted
Yeah.
that, saying later that no,
Right.
God doesn't intend for us not to sin because he wants us to be free. And then I
Right.
said, that doesn't matter because God can both intend for us to be free and not sin, right? So God could
Yeah.
have created a world where you have all the same conditions. Adam is free in the libertarian free will sense, and that intention is realized. And how could he ever fail to actualize that intention if he's infallible by definition? And he just kept saying, well, because if God were to remove the evil in that circumstance, then he would have to undercut his intention for the agent to be free. Okay, then hold on a second. If that guy agreed that it's logically possible for there to be a world where, which God intended to create, by the way, where there's agents that are free, but always choose to do what's right, then I don't know what would stop God, given that there's nothing preventing him from actualizing that world, from actualizing a world where, for example, Adam had free will, but he was in accordance with God's intentions the whole time, right? Where he never sinned. So how is it the case then that Adam sinned, but he still wants to retain the view that God is infallible? I just don't get it. It's just, I mean, I was very, very, very patient with him, almost like the extreme opposite with like Jack, but I can just understand why. I mean, at some point someone would have to lose their shit
That was a top
with
5,
that.
by the way.
Fair enough. How long did you get on this topic? It sounds like it's been going for a while.
First I was talking to him about like the explanatory virtues and comparing like Hoppy's view about the initial conditions of natural reality versus theism. And then we got into the problem of evil, and then that was lasted for like more than an hour. So, or like actually like 2 hours and a half, I would say. This has been going.